Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3. Last time, we had fun with the puzzles. This time, one more puzzle left. This one is very much, if you don't know the solution, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Basically, from certain sides, you're able to activate these walls to basically make them disappear. And if you touch a color, all of the doors of that color will go down. However, yeah, see, Junior's just going to touch it here, and all the green ones go down that are down, and all the green ones that are down go up. Basically, you want to get both people out of the maze without ever trapping them with all four sides, because otherwise you won't get the treasure chest. And you want all of the treasure in this area, because there's some really nice stuff. Like, the stuff we got so far is meh. Stuff we're going to get, a lot more important. And this this tablet here kind of explains what I just talked about there. Anyway, there's the notes. If you want to read it, pause. You can reset if you want. That's fine. Test it on the blue door. And the blue door goes down. I don't think it really matters what side now that I think about it, but... maybe it does. I can't exactly recall, because she can't move any of them there, but I can move pretty much anyone I want here. So for the right solution, so you don't screw yourself out of any treasure, the right one is the pink one to the west. You have to do that one first, because if you activate the blue one, it'll pull up the remaining blue one that blocks Shion in, and then you'll immediately lose. So you don't want to do that. Then you want to do the blue one to the south now that you've done the pink one, which will mean Shion won't be trapped. And then I want to head to the southwest corner, which I am already in. And let's see here. The blue one to the east, which would be this one. And then you want to head up here. And I believe I just want to switch, yes. So now we have a whole bunch of options. We can restart, we can check to see what Shion's situation is. But if you're following the solution that I found online, then that's going to be a lot easier for you. So we want to do the pink one to the west, I think. Wait, what? No, pink one to the north. I can't read my own writing. So we do that one, and then we want to do the pink one that sprouted up to the west this time. Then we can head up here, head all the way over here, and I believe I want to do the yellow one to the south. Then I want to hit this pedestal, which will drop down an elevator here, which will go down to Junior's level and raise that clear white one, whatever it is. And then you want to switch. I don't know why the guide tells me to switch here, but it does. So then we want to hit the that one, and that ends everything. Maybe you can't do it on the other one. I'm not 100% sure. But now, yeah, see, now that one drops on its own, and we get treasure. Okay, so now we're going to meet up with the rest of the party, and we're going to get a whole bunch of treasure out of this. And the party's back together. Nice. We can get that one after. Let's go get some of the other ones down here. There's a few of them that you may not have noticed since we didn't run very far in here. 100G, not particularly important. Medkit L, not particularly important. But it's just extra treasure, really. The good stuff is, of course, in that treasure chest, and then beyond, there's some other stuff that's pretty good as well. So, over here, get this one. 200, yay. I think it's down here. Yes. Skill upgrade A, which is all right. And then take this back up. Now, this one alone makes this whole puzzle worth it. This is very, very good. So I've had small rare item for quite some time now. How about medium, G+, and large rare item all in one item? Yeah, that's basically going to be on somebody, at least for the vast majority, if not the entirety of the rest of the game, because it is that good. Of course, you want that on with pretty much every battle, so we're just going to leave that there. And then skill upgrade D, which is actually pretty good, gives you 100 skill points. Angel's experience, not so good. It's small experience. And the way it works in this game is if the character equipping it gets the kill, and there's Chaos' swimsuit. If the character who equips it gets the kill, it's just, no, it's not a ring, it's a necklace. If the character who is equipping it gets the kill, then everybody gets increased experience. But that's it. Like, if you only had one person killing, then that would be all right, but pretty much you're going to have everybody killing unless you have like a system that's working really well for you like I had earlier on. Thing is, we don't get this earlier on, we get this now. So anyway, let's exit out of the UMN now. It's very valuable to get that drop near thing, whatever it is. Now, let's head down the elevator. And if you recall, when we were in Militia, we got all 8 of those federal reports, and then we gave them to that one lady there, and destroyed all of the work the Federation had trying to do by giving away all the secrets. Or at least so we thought. Here you go. This bunny actually says something interesting. The Vessel of Anima is back in Asher. How did that happen? I don't know, and neither does the game because the game never tells me. But anyway. So let's go to this one here. Check the federal reports. Basically, I'm going to check these one by one, and it takes a long time to do it. And then I'm just going to pull up the pages in the database and then pause there for a second. You can read it, and I'll just give the gist of it because it's just not worth it. Anyway, I'm going to cut this all out because basically it takes forever for it to pop up. You hit the X button and spam through it really fast, but it still takes too much time. So I'll see you in a moment. And after viewing the 8th and final one, we get update file 03. And then it tells you your database has been updated. And then you have to wait here because it won't let you move until it says that it's been updated. Anyway, let's, can we do anything with this one? Oh, Erda Kaiser information? Nah. That's not a big deal. We've got 2 of them now. Everyone can still use the second one that we got in the last episode, by the way. Anyway, let's head upstairs, and we'll take a look at that in the database real quick before we move on and do some shopping, and then get on out of here and progress with the plot. Head to, where are we heading to? Have they said yet? I don't recall. Okay, so, database. Let's see, let's go to story. Now, there's a bunch of them here. This one I will go over because we haven't seen this anywhere else. This is Suo Uzuki's PDA that we picked up, I think, twice. But basically it talks about combat realians, and we need stronger, blah, 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 yeah. Talks about 27 series Asura. There's not a whole lot of great information about here. This particular one is information about that boss fight, and I didn't want to go in here ahead of time to spoil that it was going to be a boss fight. But basically saying what I did, forcing the Asura into the break status, is the best way of dealing with them because they have low break limit, but they do a lot of break damage themselves. So as long as you can break them, you're probably fine, which is why I made it you know, look a lot easier than it could have otherwise been. Now, these are all the federal reports, so I'm going to leave them on screen for a moment, and you can take a look. Basically, these are Jin's notes. These are Jin's notes of his undercover work, scanning through both on Militia in the city, as well as breaking into Labyrinthos itself, getting himself a fake ID. And it talks about the strange situation that has been set up for all of this. And if you're particularly interested in the details, you can take a look here. But it basically sounds like Jin's dialogue, which is why I'm not going to bother too much going into it. His dialogue is fine. Did you get to see all that? There we go. Sure, pause it and enjoy reading it if you're interested. But yeah, they go into details about stuff that we've already learned and stuff like that. So for the most part, they talk about him eventually. They talk about here about him knowing of Kevin back then. So yeah, that's should have been kind of his evidence to not let Shion get hooked up with this crazy ass guy, but of course he didn't at the time. Oh, no. Make sure you get all that. And then the last line. But basically, yeah, he's learning about what Mizrahi's doing with the 100 series and all this other stuff. Basically, Jin knew a lot of the plot long before we did, and he seems to have forgotten it, or at least knows how to play stupid really well. Doesn't know what this song thing that they keep talking about, but they see all these other things. Realians, URTVs, Gnosis, Udu, the Zohar, and humans are all converging at Milsh at this point. So something bad's about to happen. And of course, he was unable to acquire the Y data. But he did get some data from his father. So that was the data they gave to Kanan. It wasn't all of the Y data, but it seems like it was bits and pieces that both Jin and Suo had learned after all of their undercover work. But anyway, that's pretty much it. One thing to note about the if you're ever in here in the database or anything like that, and you're playing on the emulator, for some reason it just drops your FPS the further into the menus you go. Like I'm running 42 FPS here, and now it jumps up to 50, and now it's up to 60, which is kind of weird. But yeah, the deeper you go, the laggier it seems to be. Earlier on, it was sitting at like 30 FPS when I was doing it, and I wasn't even recording then, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. There was one other thing I wanted to look at. Where is that? Let's see here. Was it that one? Yeah, this one just talks about what we learned in the previous episodes there, previous bit of gameplay. Talks about the experiments that we know about, and how their mother was amongst test subjects, and Fabronia was used as part of this system. During the conflict, an 8-year-old Shion saw her parents killed before her eyes in one of the facility's hospital rooms. The experience was so traumatic for her that she later repressed memories of it, which we've seen throughout all 3 games. She's not been one to get into that. Anytime memories start to surface, she shuts it out. And I think that's pretty much all. Oh, there's the 27 series officer. There's not a whole lot here. One interesting note is that they were created by Kevin based on data taken from Fabronia, which is kind of a whole weird circle and system that they've got going on here. She seems to be part of pretty much every project that came out of Milsha at that time. But yeah, basically they killed everybody, including people we know. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go into the menu. Now, we can buy some new stuff. We can buy cleansers as well as the nullifiers. The nullifiers are enemy support status, and these cure an ally status effect except for crystallization. Buy one more of those. Basically, it just does all this. That removes poison, and this does all the other things. I think this does everything all in one, so I guess that's better, but it doesn't really all that much matter. Okay, so we can buy new weapons. That one. That one. Oh, I shouldn't have bought that one. Oops. That's what happens when we don't pay attention. I have crap tons of money now, so that really doesn't matter. See, this one here, yeah, the other one's more defensive, this one's more offensive, so it's entirely up to you whether you want to stick to what she had. I probably will this time, just because it's fine. And here we can get something better for you, and something better for you. Okay, so new armor. As you can see, we got even more new armor here. This stuff is better than the stuff that we had. I wasn't expecting to be able to upgrade my armor when I got here. Actually, no, did I? I don't know. I can't remember what I was going to. I was trying to save money as best I could. This one drops your strength, but ups pretty much everything else. So that's entirely up to you whether you up that one. I think I will. She needs the extra defense. That's all around better. This one drops his strength, and his strength is more important, I think, than a little bit of defense and a little bit of ether defense. So I'm going to stick with what I have. Yours is obviously better. Let's upgrade to that. Let's see here. So this one is basically more defensive based. It doesn't have the strength or the ether attack that this one has. I'm not a big fan of this one, and I just got some other items for them, so we'll go into that and take a look at that. Here's large item plus, which we don't need anymore, and that's large recovery item effects, so again, kind of pointless. Here gives you medium G, and of course we don't need that since we got something better, which is why I didn't come into here first. We got some other items here, Null's Curse, Null's Lock, Null's Misty. At some point these are useful, but not right now, and if they are, I'll have to come back and get them because I'm not sure if they're needed in the upcoming area or not, but it doesn't really matter. This one increases counter, increases revenge, increases double, and this one gives you HP, which I don't care about. These are decent, and probably something I'll get into a little more later, but for now, you still want to have more break limit because you really don't have enough break limit in this game, and if you're going to be taking a lot of hits in order to do revenges and counters, you're going to need to have a high amount of break limit anyway. ES equipment. Let's buy 2 of those since I already got one from last time. And what do we have here? Anything good? No, stop doing that. There we go. Okay, half attack down, half defense down, junk, short revenge. This only uses 1, so I'm going to buy 3 of those. And then here we have that. So I already got... Someone's equipping that already. Actually, no, I think I pick up one. That's why I didn't buy that. Okay. And then here we can update to a new one here. So I'm going to buy 3 of those since I don't have any right now. And I'm going... Yeah, I think I need that one. I'm pretty sure I don't have better ones already, but I might. So let's just buy those. And then there's one for him, which I'm not going to worry about since I'm not going to use him. Now, what do you have equipped at the moment? I don't remember what all of my mechs have equipped at the moment, but there are a whole bunch of new ones. Usually, these ones are pretty good. This one in particular, if I remember correctly, this one's two-handed, so you don't get that secondary weapon, but I remember using this one last time and it doing a decent amount of damage, so I'm going to buy that. I'm not going to buy either of those for you because it doesn't matter. Actually, that one has balance down, and I may want that one later. Some of these things disappear later on, so I just want to make sure that I have access to them if I want them. And here, I might as well buy one of those. Looks like it's better. The Tempest is something that I found myself using most of the time. As soon as you get the Tempest, it uses 300 energy, but it does a lot of damage and it builds up your boost gauge quite quickly. So I tend to like it. It's got really low rapid rate, which means low chance of team attack. But for the most part, once we get into like an area, maybe the next area or the one after that, with mechs anyway, we actually start taking down some enemies that are so much, they're so elemental based that if you have an attack that they're weak to, you're gonna one-shot them. So I like that attack quite a bit. This is a little bit better than what you had before. And as you can see, that one's lightning, that one's beam, so we want one of each, even though chances are I won't be using them. And I probably should have done this one. This one's balanced down. So we have all the different types of attacks there and different elements and all that stuff. And you have, let's see here, beam and soul down, mine down, and then that one is weaker all around, so we're not going to even worry about that phalanx. Yeah, the other ones are much better, so I'm just going to stick to those ones. That's pretty much it. I'm going to equip myself and get ready to go, and then we can talk to Captain Matthews. Okay, we're back. Finish all that. Now, let's go watch a couple of cutscenes before we move on here. Alright, head to the Merkabah. Need your ESs, make sure to get them ready. Yeah. Let's go say hi.
Hurry, Rubido. The Merkabah has already made contact with Abel's Ark.
I know.
Listen, the Merkabah's own attack capability isn't very high.
Really?
If we can get past the defense fleet, getting inside will be simple.
You make it sound easy. We're on an independent mission and ignoring Federation law. Not only are the Ormus our enemy, but the Federation fleet and the Gnosis as well.
It shouldn't be a problem with your skill, should it? I have high expectations for you.
Gee,
Kanan.
thanks. Tony, we're on.
Leave it to me. Time to start the show.
Alright. Yeah, Kanan likes to jump down Junior's neck a bunch of times. It's actually rather funny most of the time. They tell us it's going to be easy, and then they just do it. Wow. Okay, there we go. Just do it. I was like, really? There we go. That's what we want to see. Some actual cutscenes. Some progress. And some dead Gnosis. That's always fun, too. And with Tony's crazy flying, apparently that's enough to get us through, I think. Though I wouldn't be going through all of the crossfire. I would be going around the crossfire. Hopefully, if that's at all possible. Anyway. Oh, yeah, there's this. Technical warship, Merkabah. You can move around, not that it does anything. Can't go up and down anymore, but it breaks. Did I hit that, or... Whee! Can I go this way? I want to go this way. No, I can't go that way. In for a landing. There we go. Alright. Let's go through the first door here. I want to pick up something before going too much further. Blow up this. Yeah, let's ignore you. This treasure chest is important. EX skill number 2. Let's put that to use. We're not going to go too much into it this time, but as far as the skill line goes, we got some more stuff now, which is nice. One thing that you will want going forward is recover EP. I'm not going to get it right away, but basically it's like auto regen, except for it's not auto, so it's like regen or regen or whatever you want to call it, except for EP, and of course we have an HP equivalent too. There's also one for break that recovers break every turn as well, but I don't have it now. Basically, what I've done with everyone is everyone's gotten at least to level 5. As you can see, we can go up to level 7 as far as their primary line goes. Some people have gone a little further than that. Chaos got 1 spell. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the idea. Everyone wanted to get at least that far. As far as everything else, basically, if there's any free stats laying around that I didn't just get, I've filled out the vast majority of them, which was quite nice. As far as equipment goes for our characters, which we don't need right away, but of course this, we haven't really changed much on him at all. New armor, new that, Panther Eye, Grand Design, Witch's Eye, Velvet Ring, definitely want that on, pretty much as you would expect there. There's not much as far as that goes. As far as ESs, we've changed a little bit. Let's see. So here, the one we got when we were shopping there was this one. So we had this on before. So basically, it's the same thing, it's just stronger. So that one we can sell now, as well as that one if we're able to sell it. I don't know if we can. The game does not let you sell a lot of your initial equips in this game. This one, as you can see, is 380 energy. It uses a lot, but it does quite a bit of damage. You'll notice this on a lot of my mechs going forward, is if I can one-shot enemies, and I gotta test it off with my levels, but if I can one-shot enemies, that's what I'm going to try and do, because then I don't have to worry about protecting myself from a revenge or counter or having to worry about team impact. Now I may change this for boss fights, but anyway, so go with the strong one. Best we can get here, best we can get there. As far as discs go for now, I'm set for null counter and null revenge because I don't really have much better at this point. And then I have revenge set up so I can use revenge and counter every time I get hit. And you're set up the same way, and you have sensor instead, and since I don't have another counter, you just have that one, and of course treasure, because that's very helpful. As far as everyone's CPU, we're all on 5, we all have that, we all have our best one here. The Tempest here is pretty much his equivalent of the one we just looked at here, except for it costs a little less. So it costs 300, so you can actually use 2 of them in 1 round, which is very nice. And what we're going to do with that one is it's fire elemental. All of his other ones so far have been physical. So most of these other ones are crap now. I wouldn't worry about most of them. You can keep this one and sell the rest, but I wouldn't worry about them. I'm going to be using this one. It's, again, low on the team value, but high on the damage, and good for building up your abilities there. So, okay. Now, here we have something slightly different. We could equip this one. It's a lightning elemental. Does a little damage. And this one is two-handed, so we can't use a secondary weapon. But if we decide to equip this, we can go over here. Now, if you take a look, these two are the same, save for this is the old one, this is the new one, old one, new one, old one, new one. So I'm going to sell the old ones if I can, and then we'll just keep the actually good ones. But for now, like these ones inflict some elements, they're lightning or they're beam elemental. I'm not a huge fan of them for random encounters. Oops. Yeah, sure, we'll put that on there. So I'm going to go with the Arid as long as I can one-shot enemies with it. If I can't, I'll switch, but I need to test that stuff all out. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is. I haven't got the Reuben set up with anything at this point. But yeah, we have a whole bunch more skills that we can learn now, and this would be a good time to do a little bit of grinding. Mainly because in this area, there's some relatively powerful enemies that we can kill. I'm just going to stand out of your way. But yeah, that's pretty much all the time I have for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.